We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Boxingego unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Now it's being reported that Gervonta Davis and his side, PBC, have sent a contract updated to Ryan Garcia, and the fight could now be signed imminently. That's what I want to talk about in this video. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. So, Sports Illustrated and DAZN reporter posted this. It says, new, PBC has sent a contract back to Golden Boy Promotions that positions Golden Boy as the lead promoter for a rematch between Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Tank Davis, sources told Sports Illustrated. Minor details to be ironed out, but it's expected that Garcia versus Davis could be signed as early as today. So, first of all, you have to look at this boxing reporter who works for DAZN, and he keeps saying Ryan Garcia, his name first. Like, I know it seems like some people are gonna be like, oh, Ego, you're nitpicking, but no, I'm not. It's these little minute details that I want you to pay attention to, because this is how deadline writers and reporters push their narratives and agenda and innermost feelings and inhibitions and stuff with a pen, you know, as they're pinning up these articles, typing up these articles and whatnot. He keeps putting Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis, Garcia Davis. Garcia is a DAZN fighter. He is not the A side. Why do you keep saying Tank Davis's name second? Second, a lot of people, including but not limited to Oscar De La Hoya, look extremely stupid if this fight happens, because Steven Espinoza says in a tweet, I've been trying to tell y'all, pay no attention to those saying it won't happen just so they can later claim to have saved it. So Steven Espinoza was on Chicken Talk, which is a Twitter Spaces program, and he gave some reassurance. You know, obviously he can't look too far in ahead, but he was saying he was optimistic. He didn't sound like everything was bound to fall apart. So the reason I'm saying it looks bad for Oscar De La Hoya is because he's the one that's been kicking up dust. Oscar De La Hoya has been the one constantly ranting and going to social media, posting cryptic tweets, saying we're on the 1 yard line, you know, with these puns and Super Bowls here. It's Super Bowl fight week. We're on the 1 yard line and we're hoping to get a deal done for the boxing Super Bowl. But then if this doesn't happen, it won't get done. And it's like a power trip. And it's almost like a little kid, a toddler or something, who cries when they can't get their pacifier, when they can't get their binky. And I've maintained the same thing, because at the end of the day, whether you like my reporting style, whether you like my channel, I don't care about none of that. I'm a man at the end of the day, and a man has to be congruent with his thoughts. So if you listen to all my videos, they've all said the same thing. It's in poor taste for Oscar De La Hoya to be hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, good cop, bad cop, good cop, and keep playing this game, switching back and forth and saying everything. Like, he's acting like almost like this new generation does with TikTok. And you see people, they have a bad day at work and they get on TikTok and start crying and stuff. And I mean, if you do that, to each his own. But I'm from a whole different separate cloth. De La Hoya is like 50 years old at this point, and he's playing these games, like treating Twitter and social media like Dear Diary. So it leads me to believe that Oscar has some real life like insecurities or demons. And I'm not trying to overly psychoanalyze Oscar, but I really would say, and I think a lot of fighters, not just Oscar, I think they struggle with this, where they are used to being the man. And, you know, you got to look at Oscar. Came from a rough place, East LA, went to the Olympics, got a gold medal, became a multi-division champion, has a great resume as a boxer. You know, you really put on for your city, you put on for your La Raza, you know what I mean? Like, you really You were the man in boxing. You put on big events, beat Julio Cesar Chavez, classics with Shane Mosley, etc. So at the end of the day, for me, this is just my opinion, I kind of feel like De La Hoya is at a position where he's not the man anymore. Like, he's not the biggest promoter. I mean, he's not even the biggest. He doesn't even get the preferential treatment on his own network. They'd give that to Eddie Hearn over in the UK. They take a UK British promoter and give more dates to them, and it looks like more of a budget on DAZN than Oscar. So I think Oscar is having a difficult time coping with that. Also, Golden Boy Promotions had a way deeper roster when they were working with Richard Schaefer and Al Heyman. And then after all those fighters left, except for Canelo, who eventually left too, Oscar was left with very little to work with, and that's kind of his current stable. You look at it, Jojo Diaz just lost to Zepeda. Zepeda's not a big star. Virgil Ortiz, I mean, there's no welterweights for him. The Stanionis is a good fight, but so far, there haven't been these welterweight fights for Virgil Ortiz to keep fighting. Most of the guys are with PBC, so he hasn't been in like big fights. Then he got sick and put in the hospital, missed weight. So, you know, he's not really right there yet. You also look at Zordo Ramirez. They copped him from Top Rank. He just got beat up by Bivol for 12 rounds, you know? So Ryan Garcia is the last ticket. So it's like De La Hoya is his like delusions of grandeur. He wants to flex this authority and power because this is a big fight for boxing, and he really doesn't have the leverage, but he's acting, in essence, he's acting like childish, saying the fight's on, off, and it's just, it leaves a sour taste in the fan of boxing, you know, and I wouldn't even say just like regular boxing fans, because the lifers in boxing, we already know what BS comes with boxing. Bad judge scorecards, bad officiating, you know, bad refereeing, premature stoppages, fights being canceled, fights not being made. We're used to it. But I really feel bad for the brand new fans or potential fans of the sport, because imagine trying to get into a sport like boxing as a fan and wanting to watch it and learn more, and then every day you look on Twitter, you're like, ooh, Ryan Garcia. That'd be cool if he fights Gervonta Davis. I'm familiar with both of those guys. And then every day you get on Twitter and then Oscar's like, we're on the 1 yard line. The fight's on, it's off, it's on. Oh, ultimatum. I mean, it looks pathetic. It really does. And I say that from a lifelong boxing fan's perspective. It looks pathetic. And it's almost like a bad relationship. If your relationship's so toxic and bad where you break up every other day, then eventually probably one or both of the people are going to grow tired of like constantly bickering, constantly being at each other's throats, constantly, you know, having verbal altercations or breakups and breaks and things like that. And then, you know, it's probably best that you separate for good. And that's what it does. It drives boxing fans out when you play these games and semantics and stuff with people's emotions. Like, oh, we're on the, and I think, to me, I feel like it's a bad look for Oscar, particularly because he's the head of a company and promoter, and he's doing this, and I think he's doing this based on pride and ego. He's not the man in terms of the promoter. He's not the lead promoter in the first fight. So he's trying to force himself to be like, he's making it more about him than what it should be about, which is the active fighters, Gervonta Tank Davis from Baltimore and Ryan Garcia, their super fight. Ryan already put out a tweet and he says, this is a long time ago. He said, we like the contract as is, things were good. His dad pretty much mirrored the same thing in interviews, and they seem like they want to take the deal. That's what they consistently have pretty much said. But again, Tank already told you, after he knocked out another person, Hector Luis Garcia, he said, I'm good on my end. You know, we just hope Ryan Garcia signs, right? So negotiating in public, I'm never going to be a fan of that. That's never going to be my deal and my thing, because I run a business, so I understand what it takes. And I'm in the business of boxing, And at the end of the day, that's just not the way to go about handling business when you make it a public issue, right? That's like going to a car dealership trying to score a deal on a car, and then you treat it like The Price is Right, and you went on Instagram Live, and then you're asking everybody in the comment if this is a good deal. I mean, some people are like, oh, get another car, leave the dealer. Some people are going to say, oh, that's a great deal, and get it. You know that game with The Price is Right where you're trying to guess the prices, the numbers are all scrambled up, and you're trying to guess the prices, and then the contestant who's playing the game, they'll be looking at the crowd and trying to listen to what the crowd is saying. That's what it's like trying to do a fight. It's like that Price is Right game, trying to do a fight in the public eye, on Twitter, on Instagram, publicly. That's why when Crawford, who also creates like issues with promotions, that's why what he said was foolish to me. He says, for the Errol Spence fight, we should do a public negotiations so everybody can see it. Ryan Garcia also suggested that too. It's never a good thing. You know, they can be the boxers, but I know the business of boxing. That would be a horrible idea, because how can you do a public negotiation? The internet is too vast and there's too many weird opinions. People would be like, that's a good deal. You know, Errol should give him this percentage. Like, it's stupid. That's nobody's business. When Dr. Dre did a deal with Apple for Beats by Dre headphones, he didn't do this on IG Live or TikTok, or it was about him and the people in the boardroom, and they got to strike up a deal, period. That's how business should be. So I think it's pretty pathetic, though, for Oscar De La Hoya to really be taking this moment and making it more about himself. And old media was like, oh, see, Gervonta and blah, blah, blah. Now they're saying that the fight might be signed. As of me recording the video, there's nothing that has come out that said the fight is actually signed. But now they're saying the fight's going to be signed. So what was all this, oh, we're on the 1 yard line and the fight's going to get canceled? I seen reports that Ryan Garcia was going to, quote, move on and fight Regis Prograis. Now, I told you guys from a long time ago that I was the best in the business. Like, I'm not here to waste my time, and I'm definitely not here to waste your time. That's why as I mature in this game, you see me, I'm not making videos about certain things because I know it's cap. Like, I didn't even make no video about Ryan Garcia and Regis Prograis. Where is that even coming from? They're saying Pro Bellum is defunct. Why would I make a video about that when that's just random? That's just probably De La Hoya or somebody spread that to quote unquote put pressure on PBC. Regis did an Instagram live with Jose Ramirez. He ain't say nothing about fighting Ryan Garcia. So again, you guys be careful where you get your information from, because some people, you know, they're just looking at the bottom of the barrel trying to find any type of topic. Me, I don't have to do that. I'm Boxingego. Let me know an idea, we unpack. Introducing Super Thanks. Right here on the official Boxingego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with a $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new, interactive, and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.